Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. Can we talk about Transformers? Ah, yes. Hello. This is the Can We Talk About podcast. Can We Talking, once again, once more, and again, opening the forbidden container, containing the forbidden memories of the terrible PS1 game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, and then we throw that aside because we're actually talking about a series of Might and Metal, actual 80s cartoon classic, The Transformers. I believe we can settle all of our problems with a car race. My name is Joe.
I am the pride and joy of the Engineering Academy. My name's Kristen.
And we are watching the Transformers Generation 1 via Tubi, which is a free streaming platform with intermittent commercials. Tubi has the broadcast order of Season 2 of Transformers. We mention that every time now, so you should know what the score is at this point.
And the episode titles are in our episode names, so...
Should probably know. Kristen, across the various streaming platforms that are available to us, have you been watching anything fun?
Joe, an interesting thing happened in the past month.
Yes.
I play an MMO now.
Oh, okay. That's a long time coming, perhaps? I don't know. Is that ever something you wanted to do?
Yes, I tried multiple times. I mean, way back in the day before I had an attention span for anything, and also it was expensive and stupid. I played RuneScape a lot, but I never really held on to that. I have tried to play World of Warcraft multiple times, but it just never stuck on me. And now I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV.
There you go. And how's that going for you?
It's pretty cool. I'm a cat girl, so...
Nice.
I think that's what is doing it. I'm still playing this game because I got to be a cat girl.
And Kristen, this week, as we stated, there's a bit of a clone problem going on here. A prime problem, if you will.
A prime number problem.
A prime number problem.
Which is every prime number for me. Ayo, I'm bad at math.
37? I think that's a prime number.
I don't know.
Usually 5s or 7s are involved.
I will take your word for it.
This is not an episode that I enjoyed quite as much as Enter the Nightbird, and I don't want to say I overhyped it, because you said that it was fine.
Yeah, at first I was very excited about it because of the potential for wackiness, and then you DM'd me to be like, Kristen, I'm bad news. I don't think the episode was that good. So then I went back into watching it with zeroed out expectations, and I was like, hey, it's a decent Starscream episode. That's really the only rubric I grade on.
As long as Starscream gets screen time, I think that scream time, if you will, you will more than likely enjoy the episode, at least more than something like the Autobot run.
Yes, it balances out everything else. It's like, okay, I might not have been interested for the majority of this, but there was a small, 5-minute period where I was super interested.
Well then, let's get right into it here and solve this prime number problem.
I can't do it.
Prime Problem, written by Dick Robbins and Bryce Malek, who gave us Transport to Oblivion, Fire in the Sky, and they were pieces of the Ultimate Doom. I believe they were their names were on, I think, all the episodes, I forget.
I saw their names and I was like, I definitely heard of these guys before, and did no further research into it. I went on intuition only.
So, Kristen, we start with the Earth just sort of opening up. Just rumbling, no rumble. Just like there's a big crevice that opens, and then when we pan over to the Decepticons, Soundwave says that it was a success, that the mission, the experiment, whatever the fuck they're doing was a success.
I keep just imagining kind of opening like a rusty door on a hinge going like, and then I just keep thinking of a creepy door. A creaky door means fun galore.
And Kristen, a witch's brew will do it to them. The witch's brew in this case being big energy crystals that will fucking kill them if they touch them.
Yeah, I guess so. What are those doing in the Earth? Who knows?
The Decepticons stated that they had Earth scanners that found this source of energy, which are these bright-ass crystals, as stated. And Starscream, Kristen, is 100% like, well, let's just jump right down there and put them in our fucking cereal bowl, dude. Let's do it.
Yeah, he's ready to cannonball straight into that shit. I understand. I also like sparkly crystals. They're pretty. I want to touch them.
They gotta get some readings first, though. So Soundwave sends out an Auto Scout, which is the only time that we see this thing, Kristen. It is a weird tricycle cassette that is colored like Rumble, so it's one of the failed Rumble cassettes.
Is it Rumble's tricycle? Is that thing dead now?
Megatron has a lot of weirdly, needlessly expository lines in this episode, and I think we can understand, Kristen, what the Auto Scout is supposed to do as it goes into the crevice, and we can infer from get some readings.
Does maybe scouts automatically?
But no, Megatron has to say that its job is to observe and report.
Okay, great, thank you.
Soundwave's first report, Kristen, there's energy in the crystals.
Oh, thank God. Would have been a pretty big bummer if there wasn't.
Megatron kind of gives Soundwave the motion, like, give me a little more, dude.
Keep going, yes.
Describe more fully. And then, Kristen, I know you've had problems understanding Soundwave sometimes. I could not understand what the fuck he was saying here about the crystals.
I'll be totally honest. I heard it. I didn't process any of it. Once you start doing enough, technobabble, I'm just like, okay.
Maybe that's the problem, is it was just a bunch of...
None of it meant anything.
Yes.
It's not as if Soundwave was just suddenly telling me something super important that I didn't know before, so I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And go back to my video game.
Megatron says that the Auto Scout should not be touching these crystals, Kristen, immediately after it already breaks off a piece of the crystals and then explodes.
Oh, no!
Kristen, these are corlonium crystals, and Starscream, the scientist of the group, the pride of the Decepticon War Academy, is like, Megatron, what the fuck is a corlonium crystal?
Yeah, I think they forgot that he was ever a scientist.
And I did note it's possible that Starscream cheated to get his science degree from Transformer Science School.
Absolutely possible, considering how much science we've seen him do.
Megatron notes that a lack of knowledge on things like corlonium crystals is probably why he'll be forever an underling.
Please, there are so many other good reasons why he's never going to be in charge. Not just that he's a dumbass.
Starscream just kind of flippantly says in response to this, we should have Optimus lead the Autobots down here, and that just makes the light bulb go off over Megatron's head here.
Yeah, they're going to, how would you even describe this? It's like a weird mass death machine. That they're like, let's just throw a bunch of... It would be the same as throwing people into lava.
Pretty much. Kristen, it's a big Saturday morning cartoon villain plot. You'd think that maybe lure the Autobots here and then throw them into the pit. But no, Kristen. Megatron says that the real Optimus Prime would never, ever, ever knowingly lead his troops to their death, to which Starscream's like, what do you mean the real Optimus Prime?
Oh, you just wait.
Coming down out of the sky, we have a rocket ship slowly descending as Megatron fucking ascends Pride Rock here and picks up Starscream like he's Simba.
They get inside this new temporary base before the plan starts getting explained.
Kristen, we had the temporary base conversation last episode, and I think this might have been one of the irksome things to me, is now that I'm noticing it, I don't like the temporary base explanation.
I don't either. It really just seems like they keep drawing different Decepticon bases, forgetting to reference any pictures, not sure what the real one looks like, because it's underwater, obviously. And then just being like, we know this isn't the right one, so just make sure you put in a line saying that we know it's not right, so you shut up about it.
Why could this not have been the Enter the Nightbird giant Decepticon rock base?
Why indeed?
Because I referenced the Desert Computer later, but Kristen, this is just a different Desert Computer. This is Desert Computer 2.
Yeah. Like Teletran.
There is a Teletran 2 eventually, by the way.
Why did my brain already know that?
Very good question. So, the Autobots arrive to investigate, as Megatron pointed out, like, hey, they're going to be here soon, we better get this plan into action. And Spike, most obvious man on the planet, goes, I think those crystals are causing the energy spikes.
The energy me's.
The energy me's. Let me get out my little microchip chases here so we can get a better reading on these Spike wikis.
When's Chip Chase going to come back?
Next episode.
Oh, nice!
The light that the crystals give off here is so intense that the Autobots complain, except for Cliffjumper Kristen, who is already cliff jumping to conclusions, and he wants to go check this shit out.
So he also wants to cannonball straight into that shit, and immediately Optimus grabs his shoulder and he's like, that's probably not a good idea. Let's scan it first.
We don't know how dangerous they can be. And then Starscream comes up on the ridge and is like, you're already in a bunch of danger right now, motherfucker. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, just jumps up on a rock with his gun pointing, going, ah, fuck you.
He calls Optimus Floptimus here, which...
I thought I heard that.
I don't believe that's the first time, and if it is the first time, I don't believe it's the last time that insult is used.
Floptimus is my favorite Pokemon.
So, Kristen, Optimus, do you remember Divide and Conquer when...
No.
Now, okay, when Optimus got his absolute shit pushed in by the 3 jets and nearly died, and it was the crux of the entire episode.
Okay, yes, now I do remember.
Now, to be fair, Chip Chase and Dr. Labcoat were there, so Optimus probably was just like, oh, well, I don't want to hurt him. But Optimus easily, handily murks the 3 jets here.
He does like a cool action movie, which you kung fu sort of thing.
He does the Steven Seagal thing of throwing guys aside when they run at him. Mm-hmm. And Optimus gloats here that fighting less than 4 Decepticons at once is not a challenge.
So someone's getting real big for his britches, so it's hard to feel bad for him in this episode.
Megatron and Soundwave are absent in this battle because they are at the desert computer within the base here, the temporary base. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, Kristen, I mentioned this later, but Megatron's on the front lines all the time in these battles. And I feel like because there are so few Decepticons in general, mm-hmm. Because they had to pad the ranks in this episode, we see a few reflectors and things like that.
I thought I saw those guys back there. They were so small.
3 jets and no cassettes is the entire Decepticon force.
Yeah.
Because Soundwave is hanging out with Megatron.
Yes.
You think that they would notice that there's probably some other kind of scheme going on here.
You could say that about basically this entire episode, so don't start complaining about it now.
I have plenty of time to complain about it, you're right.
Yes.
So, Laserbeak is ejected here because Laserbeak's mission is to get Optimus away from everyone else here, which he does by firing at him and shooting Optimus into a ravine.
Laserbeak gets into some shit this episode. Good for him.
It's finally revenge because he gets called a tinfoil turkey one too many times.
Mm-hmm. I'm sick of it. Yeah, Optimus calls him a tinfoil turkey again. They like that line. A line so nice they used it twice. At least twice, maybe 3 times.
Megatron gives the orders here that he wants Laserbeak to scan Optimus because he wants holographic views from every angle.
I get it. So they're going to knock him out, and then while he's asleep, they're going to draw a dick on his face, and then take pictures and post them on the internet.
The Autobots will be so embarrassed that they run directly into the crystals.
Perfect. It is a flawless plan.
Laserbeak's cool head camera comes out here to scan Optimus, and Megatron comments, Kristen, that the fallen gladiator is very photogenic.
Okay, a little weird, but alright, I guess.
Back inside the temporary base here, Megatron has this cloning thing, apparently.
I had this in storage.
Uses all of these holographic images to create a new Optimus. The new and improved real doll Optimus is here, Kristen.
Mm-hmm. This one has a headset thing on it, which is, again, a little strange. Soundwave sees this and apparently didn't know what the plan was because he's like, what the fuck? That's my Soundwave impression.
Megatron confirms this is Optimus Prime. However, I am the one in control of him.
They have dumb little headsets this episode.
Yeah, Megatron puts on a big old helmet, and we get the voice test of, I am Optimus Prime.
I am Optimus Prime.
Leader of the Autobots.
Leader of the Autobots.
And at Megatron's command,
I'm a big poopy pants.
Oh, no! Optimus is so much more embarrassing. He can't be our leader, Dad. Oh, no!
Yeah. Let's go jump in those crystals.
The fake Optimus heads out and back into battle here. Jazz and Trailbreaker are the first to intercept him, and they're like, Prime, what happened? And Clone Optimus here has his big excuse this episode, which is, oh, fuck my head. Oh, God.
Ow. I bonked it, because before his judgment was so good.
So the Decepticons retreat here as soon as Clone Optimus arrives. Fuck, I'm going to have trouble with this. You know what? It took me a long time in my notes, but I finally got to the point of just saying Clontimus. So
there you go.
There we go. I got to remember to do that. So as soon as Clontimus arrives here, and I say with the rest of the Autobots, we only see Jazz and Trailbreaker. The Decepticons retreat, and Clontimus says, all right, Autobots, let's head back to base.
Cool, we're done here. Let's go. Stop looking at me and asking questions. Let's go.
The Autobots leave, and regular Optimus crawls out of the ravine here, and there's a weirdly, cinematic shot of the camera kind of panning around him as he goes, where is everybody?
He's in a Red Hot Chili Peppers music video.
Which music video would that be, Kristen? Because I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I don't know their names, Joe.
Oh, well, fucking... You're going to make a reference like that and you're not going to give me a song?
Well, not Californication, because that's the one that looks like a video game.
I was not aware of that either. All I remember was Scar Tissue's the one we're in the car. They're in a car.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. What's the song I'm thinking of?
The two that were used to make Bedrock Anthem by Weird Al are Give It Away and Under the Bridge, which are not both.
Give It Away is the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's in a desert. And
Yeah.
You're dressed like demons and shit.
Yeah.
Yes, I was right.
Yabba dabba do now.
Stop fact-checking me.
Transition 1 happens here, and Kristen, okay, so this alone probably saves almost the entire episode.
We aren't drowning in transitions?
Not only, no, not the drowning of transitions. What happens immediately after the transition here, where we are at the Ark, and the line starts outside the Ark. It's Optimus going, Bumblebee, I need help with Teletran. It's not accepting my commands. And then when we go in here, Optimus is standing near Ironhide.
He's like, Bumblebee, I'm talking to you.
And we get Ironhide looking around like, me?
Maybe this would have landed better with me if when I was watching I was like, are they trying to tell me that red motherfucker is Bumblebee? Because even I know that's not right. And I just wonder if the cartoon did something wrong.
So, another weird thing, Kristen, Megatron has referred to both Ironhide and Bumblebee by name in the past. So,
I wonder if he's just trying to hurt their feelings.
Ironhide's response is, but I'm not Bumblebee, I'm Ironhide.
He's like, that's what I meant. Smart ass.
Clontimus's response is just, I meant Ironhide, naturally.
Duh. Optimus is getting all boomerangry at Teletran for not responding to his commands, and one of the other Autobots walks up and is just like, it's not working because you were fucking with it this morning and you did something. Like, you messed it up, you old man.
Spike and Windcharger. Color me surprised, Kristen, that this is partially a Windcharger episode.
Yeah, I didn't notice. How did I see WC and think Wheeljack? I just don't know the alphabet anymore.
Spike and Windcharger exchange words here, like, Optimus is acting weird, and then Windcharger's even like, Prime, you're acting like you don't know us. What's going on?
He yells at them to shut up, it's just that his head hurts.
And then the perimeter alarm goes off. Saved by the bell, quite literally here.
It's that thing's finally working, and it alerted them to Optimus Prime coming in.
All of the Autobots are accounted for, so when Teletran's screen turns on to show Optimus, they're like, and then Clontimus, a little aggressive here, a little bloodlusty potentially, goes, no, let him in. And as soon as we see him, blow his ass up because he's a Decepticon.
And for a split second, everyone's like, okay. Oh, okay, sure. They might have gone through with it.
The doors open to reveal normal Optimus here, and segment 1 ends with the clone calling to destroy the imposter.
But then Ironhide is like, okay, wait a minute, actually. I override that. We should really find out which one is the actual Optimus first, because this is very confusing.
Thankfully, Ironhide does well to take charge in this episode because of how confusing shit gets.
We're reminded that he is actually second in command, not Spike.
So they go over to Teletran here, because Teletran should be able to tell the difference between both of the Optimus, the Optimi here.
It scans both of them, and goes, fuck, I don't know.
We get a nice long, 45 seconds of them being scanned, looking inside them. All right, Teletran, what do you got? And Teletran just goes, they're both Optimus Prime, so.
Yeah, they're identical, so I can't actually help you, sorry. And they're like, okay, what's a fun way that we can prove which one's the real one? Don't continue. How would you line up the Autobots and say, what's his name? What's his name? I feel like that would have done it.
Well, Kristen, the problem there would be they line the Autobots up, and then the clone goes, normal Optimus, you go first. And then it's like, okay, who's this? And Optimus goes, that's Jazz. And then Clontimus goes, that's Jazz, duh.
I was thinking they would alternate the person they were pointing at between each guy. So that who is that? Oh, that's Jazz, obviously. All right, who's this little one over here?
Starscream?
I think... Shit, why did I say Starscream? My head hurts. It's my head. I got bonked.
So instead of doing something smart like that, like sitting them down and asking them questions...
We have a gauntlet.
They have a gauntlet that is actually barely a gauntlet. It's a biathlon, basically.
Yeah, again... Not that I wasn't paying attention during this episode, but there were definitely points where I was like, there's just going to be a montage now of things that don't matter, and I know how it's going to turn out, so let's not worry about it.
First of which of these things that do not matter, Kristen, is a sharpshooting contest, which they have to do a what I referred to as a JFK super ricochet shot.
With lasers.
With lasers, yes. Mm-hmm. They need to hit a rock, which hits another rock with an X on it, which hits the first rock that you shot, which doesn't make sense.
I don't think the trajectory checks out there. Also, I cannot believe you would call it a JFK super ricochet shot before you called it an Ocelot super ricochet shot.
Oh, you're right.
Come on!
During a battle, Kristen.
I love the smell of cordite or whatever.
Trailbreaker says this should be a piece of chrome alloy cake.
For you, it'll be the smell of your death. Sorry.
Which sounds really gross.
Stinky death. I think most death is probably stinky.
No chrome alloy cake, Kristen.
Oh, sorry, I'm still talking about Ocelot. Yeah, chrome alloy cake. What is it with them and fucking weird-ass cake? I'm just thinking about oil cake.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it not Reflector who referred to oil cake once? Yes.
I hate this.
So the clone goes first here and gets it done without a hitch, just like easy peasy. And the real Optimus goes to try here, but all the rocks fall on him. There's a rock avalanche.
He walks several yards straight into the path of where all these boulders are going to fall, and he gets smushed, and Clontimus is like, well, okay, I guess we're done.
And then normal Optimus throws the rocks off him and has a very weird line of, oh, they don't make rocky overhangs like they used to.
What? Shouldn't he be slightly more embarrassed that he fucked that up so bad?
Cliffjumper pipes up here and says they should have a race. I do not know why, but they are going to have a race in the middle of the desert.
I know how we'll prove which one is Optimus by seeing which one is faster. I don't...
What if the clone was a super fast version of Optimus?
Yeah, like that. Again. Hey, what's this guy's name? Hey, what's his name?
Spike turns and points at Cliffjumper and goes, the guy that just made that suggestion, what is his name?
First one to answer first wins.
We see Optimus' stock transformation, but they slide the frame over so we get to watch it twice.
Nice.
Apparently, like, they probably pick up on the exact frame that they stopped on the other one, which is fun. I like that shot. But we get, like, a mini version of the Autobot run here, Kristen, where a bunch of fucking dust is kicked up, and I have no idea what the point of this was.
I don't know. After they transform, Spike gets a really awesome line where he says that even their transformers are the same. Or even their transforms are the same, sorry.
Well, Kristen, you understand how awkward that sounds. Even their
Yes, that's why I said it wrong.
Even their transforms are the same.
Yeah. I was looking at that and I read it incorrectly because it's so wrong.
There's a little word called transformation that they could probably use.
Yep, no, Spike doesn't know that word.
So, presumably the clone wins this one?
I think so. He's being an asshole, so that makes me think it's probably the clone.
When the dust settles here, Clontimus has his legs crossed all sassy and goes, what took you so long?
And Spike's like, oh, weird transition.
Back at the Ark, Spike is a little miffed that none of their tests worked here.
Guys, I feel like we just wasted a shitload of time.
I guess, Kristen, Spike has 2 dads now. 3 dads now, I guess.
Wow, good for him. Unfortunately, Clontimus does not want there to be 2 Optimuses. There can only be 1.
And they start getting readings on Teletran here that the energy crystals from the crevasse that they left earlier are now getting so much energy and running so hot that they are going to explode.
Or something. I love how, I didn't mention it, but earlier in this episode when they're like, oh, energy, nice. And Megatron is like, whoa, hold on, we can't just rush into this. Something bad could happen. It's the first fucking time he's ever said that. Normally he doesn't care.
Well, when it results in his death, Kristen, I think that he might be a little more careful.
I don't know, he was willing to let the whole planet explode with him on it.
Well, oh well. We see that the cause of these energy readings are actually from Megatron because there are some radial lines coming out of the desert base here, which are meant to give Teletran the wrong readings, which are just the right readings to lead the Autobots back to the crevice. And
so the plan is to make them think they're dangerous?
Yes.
You can't see, but I'm going cross-eyed over here.
Well, the problem being, Kristen, is that they actually are dangerous, so...
Yes, exactly.
I don't know how much more dangerous Megatron needs to make them seem.
Or what makes them more attractive if they're like, these things that we didn't know if they were dangerous or not before. It looks like they're dangerous. Let's go touch them.
Transition 3. The Optimi are both about to call for transform and roll out, and Ironhide steps in and he's just like, no, we're not doing this. I'm in charge. Because we still don't know what's going on with you guys. And then he turns around and goes, what they said, transform and roll out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the point of him asserting himself there was if he just was like, the thing that they said, yes, we're going to do that, but I get to be the one that says it.
The Autobots all head to the crevice here, And the real Optimus warns this may be a Decepticon trap, to which Clontimus says, "We will spring any traps that need to be sprung."
Joe, I spent this entire episode thinking about how Megatron never once takes that headset off, and how he keeps talking to Starscream about his evil plan, and how I'm like, I wonder if this is definitely just also going through the Clontimus's voice, and they just don't really understand what's going on with Optimus. They're like, God, he did hit his head pretty hard. He keeps saying weird things and then going, wah, 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 wah.
Well, Kristen, Megatron does take the helmet off at a few occasions here, which begs the question of what is going on. When Megatron is not wearing the helmet, what is Optimus doing? What is Clontimus doing?
It's in its idle animation. And if you wait too long, it jumps off the screen and says you're too slow. And you get a game over.
So Huffer gets blasted by laser fire here and delivers the line of, "Did somebody mention traps?"
Okay.
I don't understand here too, Kristen. So the Decepticons spring another attack here. They have another attack. And I feel like there's not much... Well, I'm confused, and then we get a shot of Starscream going, "I love how confused the Autobots are."
Oh my god, it's working.
So as long as the audience is confused, the Decepticons' plans are working.
It's working. Yeah, they're totally doing it.
Oh, also, I skipped the line here, Kristen. Gears saying the first thing potentially since changing gears of, "I don't mind hitting the dirt, but I don't enjoy eating it."
I guess he's complaining, which is his sole character trait, so that's consistent.
So, Kristen, the next step in Megatron's master plan here is to have Clontimus destroy a Decepticon so the Autobots will all go, "Oh, that one can't be working for Megatron because it destroyed a Decepticon."
Joe, would you believe that this whole segment is my favorite thing in the episode? Like, this too, Starscream being brought back and explained the whole plan. It's comedy fucking gold.
It's incredibly stupid because Megatron, like, turns to Starscream with the biggest smirk on his face and is just like, "Do you know which Decepticon would be best for this?" Like, he already knows. He fucking is 100% knows what's gonna happen here.
He's trying to clue Starscream into the fact that his ass is gonna be bait, and Starscream is like, well, let me see if I can help you brainstorm here.
"It should be someone high-ranking. A trusted officer. Yeah, that way it'll look really good."
Megatron's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be you, you asshole."
And who would have guessed Kristen Starscream is not on board? Now, to be fair, we talk about talking to Jem, crux of a lot of misunderstandings and things like that. Hey, Megatron.
He just likes freaking Starscream out. I realized I got the wording wrong when I introduced myself before.
Yeah, you wish that you were the pride of the Cybertron Engineering Academy, Kristen.
I said I was the pride of the Engineering Academy. So really, I'm better.
You are, but hey, you're a Constructicon. That's what you are.
Starscream went to community college.
Cybertron War Academy Community College.
The University of Phoenix Spot. Is that a joke? Was that a joke?
University of Robo Phoenix.
Yeah, I think that is better.
So Starscream runs away because he does not want to be blowed up.
He's like, fucking this, I'm not doing that.
Laserbeak is ejected to bring him back here. And Kristen, like we were saying, Laserbeak makes very easy work of Starscream here. Like,
why isn't he second in command?
Blasting his fucking null rays. I think it's because Laserbeak's such a small target, I guess. But pride of the Cybertron War Academy can't hit a little tiny fucking bird.
Nope. As this is all happening, Spike and Windcharger happen to be loitering around, and they see Starscream flying away, and they're like, Starscream looks like he's running from Laserbeak. What's going on there?
Spike and Windcharger start climbing, like, the rock face here, because it looks like that's where Starscream and Laserbeak came from. And
they're not familiar with this temporary base.
Laserbeak manages to scoop Starscream up somehow, just, like, stun him long enough that he's not struggling, I guess.
He grabs him.
And Spike and Windcharger jump through the doors here to get inside the temporary base.
Is the problem, you think, that they realized pretty quickly that the underwater base was incredibly fucking stupid?
It makes it difficult for the Decepticons to launch plans from underwater, I think.
Yeah, it makes hard for stuff to happen in the Decepticon base, and, like, things never happen at the Ark. Or, like, rarely.
No, the Autobots are usually proactive in going places.
Yeah. It won't go underwater, though. We saw how that went. It wasn't fun. What is his name? Sparkplug. Him. I almost just went the dad.
The dad.
Yeah, he got the bends, I think, and drowned. or something.
So Megatron probably could have explained the plan a little better. He has this cloning technology, and he is going to clone Starscream, and the Starscream clone will be the one that is destroyed. And it begs the question, Krista, why doesn't Megatron just make a bunch of Megatron clones? Maybe because they need to be remotely controlled by someone else? I don't know.
I mean, if they all are exact copies, and apparently Megatron's gun is like a murder machine, why don't they just at least make a bunch of his gun?
Put the helmet on a bunch of reflectors and have a bunch of reflectors play Megatron.
Yeah, I mean, like, if they're just for the purpose of bolstering your forces, who cares if they're even really used well? Just make infinite ones.
Windcharger and Spike are able to hear the entire exposited plan by Megatron of, no, okay, we have a clone Optimus.
So you're close Starscream, and then, so you're gonna have, and he's gonna go out and in a fight, and we're gonna have the clone Optimus destroy the clone Starscream, and then everyone will be like, oh, nice, that's my dad.
Lead me into my death, my man.
Perfect, I love it.
Starscream starts getting scanned here and comments that it doesn't even tickle his transistors.
Don't talk about that out loud. It's weird.
And then, when the Starscream clone is revealed, he comments how handsome he is.
That sounds like something I would have made up him saying, so I love it.
But will it be as brave as I in battle?
He doesn't seem to even understand how stupid that is after he just had to get brought back by a bird. Because he wasn't willing to hear what the plan was.
Megatron's response is also something along the lines of, it'll be just as obedient as you, which I don't know if that's a dig or what.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether or not that's a good thing, but Starscream gets the headset for the Starscream bot.
And he heads out here. Spike and Windcharger follow the clone, but Laserbeak manages to spot them and is on their tail.
It's me, assholes!
Laserbeak manages to pick up Spike before he can leave, and Windcharger jumps out just before the door closes completely, and segment 2 ends with Windcharger looking like he's falling to his death.
Yes. Windcharger couldn't have, scooped Spike up real quick before that. Seems like there's an issue.
Well, Kristen, there's a little thing where he could probably be faster if he was a car, and then we run into the problem of Spike needs to run into a car as it is.
He's done it before! Why is it now a problem?
Windcharger's a fancy car. He's not a fucking Beetle.
I don't see how that makes a difference.
Segment 3 starts here with Spike being led back into the base. Megatron says that Spike is at least more fortunate than Windcharger, who is almost definitely dead at this point.
So Megatron decides that he wants to torment Spike before he kills him. So he brings him up to their desert computer too.
Because he wants him to see all the Autobots die.
With the camera they have out wherever.
And Spike calls him Mega Rat.
And Megatron's like, yeah, shut up. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to step on you, so...
Man, wouldn't it be nice if Megatron wasn't so grandiose and was just like, throw the human over here, and steps on him?
I mean, I don't want that to happen to Spike, because that's cruel. But at the same time, it's like, come on!
So, Kristen, we see on the desert computer a shot of some Autobots getting fired upon, and wouldn't you know it, Kristen, there is a new Autobot among the bunch.
Who?
There are 2 new Autobots among the bunch in this episode.
I didn't notice. I did see someone very patriotically colored who I'm like, who are you? Was that right, or was that someone I was supposed to know?
That was probably someone you were supposed to know. The first of the new Transformers is Warpath, who is a tank and has a gun barrel in his chest and had no lines, so that's probably why you didn't notice him.
Yeah, no. Visually, new Transformers means nothing to me.
Clontimus waltzes up to Jazz here and tells him to hit the deck so he can get a clean shot on Starscream, but Kristen, Jazz was not in the way. Optimus moved so that Jazz was in the way.
Okay, and he tries to grant that request and get out of his way that he wasn't in.
And Megatron comments that this plan is brilliant, even though it hasn't really even been enacted yet, and we just saw
Meanwhile, Jazz is on the ground, he looks up and I was like, what are you saying, Optimus? Something, what plan? What? He's like, it was nothing. Hit mute on your microphone, Megatron.
And Starscream says that the plan would be better if he were the one enacting it. And I feel like they just needed lines in here. Like, all right, here's character resetting lines. We need something here to go right to Starscream's big grandiose line.
I really thought for a second there that Starscream was going slightly rogue because of how stupid this plan is. Because it looks like the Jets be winning.
I mean, we see that Thundercracker is basically about to snap Gears' neck. But Starscream calls out, Autobots, Decepticons, hold your fire. I am going to challenge the leader Optimus Prime to a one-on-one battle to the death.
You remember that thing we've done before? Yep, it's that again.
And Thundercracker is like, well, what if I just challenge Gears to a one-on-one battle to the death and then I snap his neck and we win?
And Starscream tells him to shut up. I can't tell if Thundercracker knows what's going on. Do you think Thundercracker sees Starscream get blown up and he's like, oh, dip.
I better join the Autobots. Oh, fuck.
I gotta get out of here.
Ironhide asks the very correct question of, which Optimus are you going to fight? And Starscream is just like, that one!
This isn't suspicious at all. I mean, if I had to choose, I like that one. For no particular reason.
The terms of the battle are, Kristen, the loser has to have their side leave this area immediately and forever.
It's convenient they were pretty vague about that because, clone or not, it's a fight between two clones and Starscream does lose, so I think technically they should have been like, oh, okay, I guess we gotta go now.
Not the planet or anything, just this patch of land.
Yeah.
And here is where I noted, shouldn't Megatron's absence be noted as well? Because, like, Starscream, like, why is Starscream making these decisions?
I mean, he's gone rogue enough times that I could somewhat believe them being like, well, okay, I guess we're doing a Starscream thing today.
Laser fire is traded here. Clontimus gets blasted once to make it look good.
He's like,
and then
ah!
Starscream causes a rock avalanche here, but it is not enough. Starscream touts his triumphant victory and then gets blowed up.
It is violent.
I wish it were a few more frames because it's a little quick and I would have liked to have had Starscream exploding as the icon of this episode, but he did not explode enough, unfortunately.
That's too bad. Hopefully we'll have another opportunity.
The movie will give us a chance, surely.
Shut up!
Trailbreaker falls for this plan perfectly, saying that Optimus Prime taking down the number 2 Decepticon varmint means that he has to be the real Prime.
Again, I know this doesn't actually matter, but we have debated whether or not Starscream is like, yeah, that's me, the number 2, or if he just says that, because it really seems like Soundwave is actually the next guy in charge.
Yeah, I don't think Soundwave cares enough to, like, say, hey, I outrank you, buddy.
He's just used to the bullshit by now, and he's like, I don't need to explain myself to you.
Stupid ass Huffer comes up and is just like, what are your orders, boss?
Do you want me to jump off of a bridge? Because I will. I'll kill myself right now.
Well, let's go do it, boys. Let's all go jump off the cliff.
Yeah, cliff jumping.
Hey.
Crystal jumping, actually.
So as they're headed towards the crevice of death here, Kristen, normal Optimus, is just like, no, don't. Ironhide, Prowl, Trailblazer?
I didn't even notice. And I thought what your point of that line was when I looked at it and started reading it was, oh, you know what? That was a thing Clontimus said.
No.
And that was a sign. No, that was a real ass Maybe he doesn't know their names that well. Jesus.
Luckily, though, Kristen, Windcharger turns up. He's not dead. He came out from the crevice, I guess.
He's back. And
Ironhide takes this as more proof that Clontimus is the real Optimus because, Windcharger, you're fine. And Windcharger goes, No.
I was very nearly not fine, actually.
No, stupid ass. If you go in there, you're going to be dead. I was only able to survive because of the Insecticon thing of rubber tires.
You can ride on the back of your friends into the crystal pit. But you shouldn't go in by yourself. Use the buddy system, is what he's saying.
Clontimus dismisses this as Windcharger now being the one who is on Megatron's side. Reprogrammed, clearly, of course.
Not that he is also a clone.
Windcharger mentions the Decepticons have Spike here, and Bumblebee is like, we gotta go get my friend. Optimus, can we not do the crystals and go get my friend, please?
This is what happens. He was hanging out with Windcharger all episode, and Bumblebee's like, what the fuck? This wouldn't happen if he was with me.
The nail in the coffin is here, as Clontimus says, Spike is unimportant. That's how they know, Kristen. Optimus would always help Spike.
Which one do I shoot? Oh, okay, that's the one I shoot.
Probably because Optimus is the reason that Spike is in danger most of the time.
It's his guilty conscience speaking more than any actual moral fiber.
The Autobots all blast the clone into the ravine here, and Megatron is pissed.
So Megatron is like, okay, abort! Everyone, we gotta go! Thank God the space was only temporary because we are out of here.
They start heading towards the temporary base, and the rocket we saw landing before starts taking off, and Megatron calls out to, Lord knows if anyone can even hear him. You can't catch me, Prime, but here's something to catch if you can, as like someone just fucking yeets Spike out of the rocket.
There he goes.
Optimus then calls Spike Splick for some reason.
Maybe real Optimus is actually having some problems from the way he got knocked the fuck out. That lie turned out to be a truth.
So, Kristen, the next new Autobot makes his appearance here. It is Power Glide, who is a mini-bot, much like the other mini-bots, but is also a plane. So,
wow.
He's new Skyfire, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely didn't notice, which is impressive, because I feel like if I saw a plane that wasn't Skyfire, I should have been like, huh. They all look the same to me. I don't know what to say.
And that thing happens where Spike's momentum definitely would have killed him, but...
It's called terminal velocity.
This is all normal cartoon stuff at this point. Spike apologizes because he let Megatron get away, as if he was the one who could fucking keep
I'm sorry you had to save my life instead of catching Megatron.
Spike then asks if this is the real Optimus, and we get, yes, Spike. This time I am definitely me. Or myself. Whoever I am.
And he says, put her there, to Spike. Like, Joe, what do you usually do when you say that?
Handshake.
Yeah, instead he pets Spike on the head like he's a dog. Like a really tiny dog.
The episode ends with aggressive head pats, I wrote in my notes.
Yep, it was weirdly, I don't want to say over-animated, so maybe I'll just go with weirdly animated.
Weirdly animated.
Too much detail into it. You know how I feel about detailed cartoons.
So that was a prime problem, Kristen, and I think the prime problem of the episode was, of course, the Autobots being the biggest dumbasses on the planet, but that also made it entertaining.
Yes, I mean, again, I won't even drag you into this. I complain so much. I try to remind myself once in a while that it's a cartoon for children, you know, try to give it some leeway. Giving it leeway isn't me ever saying it's good. It's just me deciding not to be as angry as I usually am.
And overall, I think that looking back to, there are nice moments in this episode that save it from the absolute fucking doldrums of some of the other episodes. Like,
I'm gonna say the brief thing with Starscream running away is one of the funniest Starscream things we've gotten in a bit.
I don't think it's as funny as the scream that he had last episode.
That's still very good, but to me that was like one single thing. This was a whole like, fuck you, I'm out of here.
This was an entire sequence, you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, nice stuff. Still kind of, I wish there was more of which one do we shoot kind of things, because it's the primes spend most of the episode coexisting with one another, and I don't think they should.
Yeah, real Optimus doesn't actually really fight for the proof of his identity at all. He's just like, chill. Okay.
Maybe he's just waiting for Megatron to spring the plan. I don't know.
His head really hurt.
Now's the point in the evening where we'll list off all of the fun contact things, where you can find us. You can follow us on the Twitter machine at cwtapod. You can follow me at Octopus, which is AWKTAPUS.
You can follow me at Marina Kazam.
You can find us on the Apple Podcasts, on the SoundCloud, on the Stitcher Radio, on the YouTube even. Leave a rating, give a review, do whatever you feel like. You can also drop us a line, cwtapod@gmail.com, where you can tell us all about how to tell your two Optimi apart, and if you should fully listen to your commanding officer when he says he's going to sacrifice you for the completion of a mission.
That's probably fine. And check out my solo podcast side project, ASMR Relationships, the podcast equivalent of listening to gossip that has nothing to do with you. You can find a link to it in the episode notes, follow it on Twitter at Reddit Gossip, and give it a listen.
Next time, Kristen, we have The Core.
Chip Chase.
An episode I know nothing about, but when looking forward, I've talked before about the Transformers wiki having like the characters that show up table, and
yes.
in that humans column there is one and one name only, and that is Chip Chase.
Woo! Good, I love it.
Now, on the downside of things, this is one of the episodes that was animated by ACOM, the last of which of this season, I believe, so it is going to be Blue Jacket Chip Chase, which may mean that he looks not as Tiger Beat as normal, unfortunately.
Is it weird that my brain is like, oh, if I expect the animation to be faulty in some way, like all of a sudden in one scene, Chip's just gonna get up and start walking across the room? I just don't know what to expect anymore.
Well, Kristen, hopefully it's not quite so egregious.
Hopefully, if Chip is there, he's used appropriately.
For the Can We Talk About podcast, my name is Joe.
I am Kristen.
And join us next time for core things, core essentials.
Sure, checks in the mail.